Video. It killed the radio star. Or so the song claims, anyway. A song that, ironically, is far better known than its music video. Come to think of it, I'm not even sure I've ever seen the video for the song Video Killed the Radio Star. But I've definitely heard the song. I'm not going to claim that radio never died as a medium. Sure, it's still around. I see people listening to radio quite often. Actual radio. FM stuff. Probably AM too. I don't know. I'm not a connoisseur of that kind of technology. But the notion that video did away with audio entirely as a medium is, in my opinion, very overrated. If you want any evidence to support that, I suggest you take a look at the growing popularity of audiobooks or podcasts. What are those if not the modern version of the old radio shows? Maybe it was a case of riding the tail of this renewal in audio that brought about a renewed interest in what I tend to call either radio plays or audio plays. I do find it fascinating listening to the story without images, but with a production value that you actually notice. Sound effects, voice actors, narration that spans more than a few tones. Hell, I'm just a voice. I'm not even remotely on the level of any audio play. I'm probably not even on the level of the average audiobook. But that doesn't make me useless. That doesn't make me negligible. And audiobooks and audio plays are no different from that. I don't include them in the big five. And to be perfectly honest, the big five is probably not the best categorization for what I'm working with. I'm not sure that role-playing games would be considered big five material, but they have visibility. Audio plays, they are overlooked, and it's a sad, sad thing, in my opinion. But what does any of that have to do with our fictional universe work? Well, as things would have it, audio plays also present a interesting stepping stone from the text and image media to the more popular and apparently very audio-killing medium of film. Video killed the radio star. Or did it? Maybe the radio star just became a stepping stone for video to exist. Sound effects, voices. What does that sound like? That sounds like the audio part of any video production. The narration, or perhaps even the straight up reading of text, might not seem as much a tool for creating video as the other parts, but don't underestimate it. Narration requires timing. It requires a sense of drama. Those are the things that also play a role in camera work and editing. Narration has a heartbeat. Narration has a rhythm, and that rhythm transfers better than you'd think into video production. And in the end, that is actually what lies at the heart of a fictional universe. It's difficult to talk about because it sounds either incredibly insincere, almost mocking, like some kind of pocket philosophy, or it sounds utterly business cynical, like a way to exploit an idea in as many ways as possible. But a fictional universe is about stepping stones. This is why I call it a fictional universe and not a cinematic universe. It's not about the movies at the core. Everything doesn't support or supplement the movies. It's not here are the movies and here is the other stuff that we kind of attach to them, riding the coattails again. A fictional universe puts everything at an equal footing. The role-playing game might not be as flashy as any video content, but it plays just as significant a role. The book stories, the passive reading stories, play as much a role as anything else. Everything builds on everything else, and that makes me constantly reevaluate the value of audio plays. They are humble. They easily slip into the background, something you have when you don't have the video. But that's not what they are. They are the story, the same story, but without as many flashy distractions. They are more a gateway to the same kind of emotional weight that is often found in books, but is harder to turn into something visual for a film or series. I'm not trying to defend audio plays. I'm not trying to justify their existence. I'm trying to explain their value. And a lot of people seem to not grasp that about a multi-medium project. The biggest always grabs the most eyes. Again, the movies at the center, and how that bothers me. I'll be perfectly honest. Although I enjoy a lot of movies, I don't see them as the pinnacle of any kind of storytelling. I'm not going to go into what my pinnacle is. If you've listened to my rants this far, you probably have a certain kind of sense for where my personal preferences tend to lie. But the audio play, it deserves focus. It's the written story with some added drama from voice work and sound effects added in. It seems so humble, but we put so much into what we hear in someone else's voice. Someone reading it with fear in their voice, someone reading it with a passion between the words, between the lines, someone stumbling through it to show the confusion or the uncertainty in the character's thoughts. I didn't consider audio plays part of the Big Five, but as I'm saying this, I'm starting to reconsider that maybe it's a Big Six. How to do an audio play? Well, read. Read out loud and listen to what you're reading. Is your passion in it? Does it convey the thoughts or the feelings that you get when you read the text? This is really the core of an audio play or an audio book. You need to carry the passion, the emotions, the pathos, the pain, jubilation that is between the lines, that is nested inside each word. If you can read with a passion, if you can do the voices, if you can do the timing, then you have the bedrock the audio play. The sound effects, they're a craft. You know what the story is, and you find the right sound effects to portray that. But the weight of it is reading out loud with a passion. Try reading a book to an audience. Try grabbing the most dumbed down, simplified, simplistic young adult novel and reading it with a true, full passion to an audience that fits it. Come to think of it, this might be the one true art form in all of this. Story is a craft. Designing the role-playing game is almost a science. There's a craft to a lot of things. But putting your passion into nothing more than your voice, that might be where you push it outside the bounds of mere craft. There's no handbook, no guide to when you need to use a different voice. You gotta feel it. So yeah, audio plays, they have earned the rightful place in a fictional universe. I regret not having them play that role until now, but they will from now on.